Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about LSTM. So guess which word will be in this red blank. John is my best friend, he likes basketball, so the subject here is he because we have learned the context from the previous phrase like John is my best friend, he likes basketball, so the subject here is he. So this is exactly the RNN problem, and we can solve with RNN. But what if the sequence is very long? Will the vanilla RNN can solve this problem? The long sequence training is actually the troublesome to the vanilla RNN. That's why we are learning the LSTM in this video. So before talking about the LSTM, let's talk about how the vanilla RNN works here. This is very simple vanilla RNN having three inputs x1, x2, x3. We have three cells here, three outputs here, and obviously this is supervised learning. You have the target value for each prediction here, and the difference between the target and pred, we call it error. Let's simplify this one a little bit here, like this graph, and I'm going to just talk about WXH here. And in order to talk about the training about the RNN, we need to know about the gradient descent because the neural network normally use the gradient descent for the optimizing training value. So the new weight value is equal to old weight value minus learning rate times the derivative error with respect to the derivative w. I'm going to just say derivative as d from now on. And in order to get to know about the DE, actually, we need to get the DE1 plus DE2 plus DE3. And let's just talk about the DE3 here. In order to know the DE3 here, you need to get the chain rule here vertically. You also need to add this line. Also, you need to add this line. This is DE3. And we call it backpropagation through time. And the problem here is we need to multiply multiple times these derivatives. So for example, if you have multiple nodes in the RNN, you will have lots of the derivatives multiplication like this. And what if all the derivatives are less than 1? Say you have like 1,000 nodes here and you are multiplying less than 1, say 0.1 multiplying zero point 0.1 times zero point 0.1, then it will eventually very close to 1, very close to 0. That means the new weight value is almost the same with the old weight value. That means even if you are training for a long time, the weight value will not be updated, right? So the training time will be forever or very long time. You cannot get the optimized model. We call it gradient vanishing issue. And in contrast, if the derivatives, all the derivatives are greater than 1, let's say the gradient is like 1.5 and you are multiplying this one like 100 times, that means your new weight value will be much different than the old weight value. And that means it's unstable to traction of the training. We call it gradient exploding. So the solution for this long sequence issue in the vanilla RNN is the LSTM. As you can see, we have new orange line here. We call it memory cell. And here's the example. If the previous context is just about the John, we need to say here he as subject, right? Because every context is about the John and subject supposed to be he here. And the other example here, John is my best friend, Jane is his wife. So we got a new subject here. And we need to remember Jane is the recent word, so we probably want to say she here instead of he. So forget about the John, remember about the Jane. This kind of mechanism are going on this LS stem cell, and we need to understand how we can implement it in mathematical way because neural network is mathematical art, right? So here's the LSTM. As you can see, we have the hidden state which were originally in the vanilla RNN, but we also have a new orange line named memory cell. We normally say C for the memory cell here. And here is very basic of LSTM architecture, and this architecture is also from this blog. This is very famous blog. You better go and watch this blog as well. It will give you very wide and deep understanding of LSTM as well. So let me just summarize what is LSTM. First, we need to know how this LSTM forget things mathematically here. Say your previous phrase was about the John is something, and the current word is Jane. And as you can see here, we have the previous hidden state, and we have current word Jane. It's coming together and doing something multiplication, and it's going to the sigmoid. And the output of sigmoid is 0 to 1. That means it's working like the probability. Say here we just say zero point 0.3. That means we are multiplying zero point 0.3 on the previous memory cell. That means, hey, memory cell, you just remember 30% of your memory, right? So since we got the Jane, we hope this output value is less than 50% so that we forget about the John as much as possible and we remember Jane from now on. Obviously, before the sigmoid function, we have the weight value and bias value in order to optimize in this mechanism as well. Say we remember 20% of the John here, and it's going to the memory cell, right? The current memory cells here. Now let's talk about the input mechanism. Since we just got a new input about the Jane, we want to remember Jane in the memory cell. And this is the logic. We have the sigmoid, we have the 10H and multiplying it. Importantly, we are adding this new information to the memory cell. Also, we have the weight value and bias value in before the sigmoid and before the 10H in order to optimize this one during the training session. Also, we want to know about the output mechanism. So we forgot about the John and we added new information Jane to the memory cell, and now it's time to output the subject here. So we are using information from the memory cell, and we are using information from the previous hidden state and the input and sigmoid and multiply this one, and this out value goes to the output and it goes to next hidden state. That's how the LSTM is working. I hope this video helps you understand LSTM, and I will see you on the next video.